All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Me here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. Thanks for watching the channel. I'm going to be talking about why certain people can't play their new material at concerts anymore, right? Ringo Starr. I'm going to be talking about Ringo specifically, who said the quiet part out loud about what goes on, especially when you're a legacy artist and you're trying to introduce, say, a new song. Like he's got this new song called Crooked Boy out there. He's got an EP, which I think is very cool. Before I talk about Ringo, here's another old school guy, Eric Lovery. This is his album, Twilight Dream. And if you like the twanging sounds of the Byrds and Tom Petty, early Tom Petty and the Heartbreaker stuff, um, this should be right in your wheelhouse. You'll notice the drummer is Dean Castronovo on this album. Yeah. Both of these gentlemen, Dean and Eric, reside in the Pacific Northwest. I won't hold it against them, though. All right. They really ought to move, but, you know, you grew up there and you don't want to move. But I would advise, like, move to Florida, right? Or Arizona or someplace where it's not just politically dead. Anyway, Eric Lovery, Twilight Dream, lots of twang here. Eric typically thanks me every time I feature his album in a video. I do believe he's working on new stuff. So I will promote the new stuff, just like this album here. All right, so speaking of new stuff that's not being promoted, Ringo Starr was only one of the Beatles, right? No big deal. This is the headline. Ringo won't play new songs because people go to the bathroom. We're talking about at his shows with the All-Star Band. So he was talking to Variety, and he says, I promise you, any band out there, not just his band, says, I'd like to do something from my new LP, EP, CD, and immediately the atmosphere in the room, the vibe changes instantly. Oh no, he's going to do a new song. Now, look, has that ever been me? I don't think so. I don't go to a lot of concerts. So when I go, here's my philosophy, right? I want to hear the new stuff. I want to hear the old stuff. I want to hear every note that comes from the stage, because I just dropped how much money on this show. And I'm prepped, right? I got my $14 beer. I've got I've hopefully made the bathroom trip prior to that. I know as you get older, for a lot of us, it gets a little more difficult, and so you have to plan. You have to do some planning. If, the bathroom is going to be your home, if you drink more than one beverage, then you know what? Unfortunately, maybe you should wait till after the show. Go home and have some drinks. Have some drinks prior, and then when you get there, hit the bathroom, and then you'll be ready. But this is something that is very pervasive when it comes to legacy artists, people like Ringo Starr, which is a little mind-boggling. Hey, he's a Beatle, right? I want to catch every second of this show. I am seeing a Beatle. And then you're seeing the All-Star Band, so you're seeing like Steve Lukather, Colin Hay, maybe Edgar Winter. I don't know who else is in the band right now, but you're seeing these great musicians. Do you really want to miss anything they do? Yeah, but Dave, this is an unknown song. Nobody knows Crooked Boy. They don't know it because this is kind of the crux of this video. And obviously I've said this in many other videos. I haven't heard too many other commentators talk about this, but there is no support system for Ringo Starr. Classic rock radio stations, they used to do this thing called Yesterday and Today, right? So we're playing an old song by Ringo, say, It Don't Come Easy, right? And so we finish with that, and then an announcer guy comes on, because they used to have live announcers in the old days, live DJs, who would say, all right, now time that you've heard this song by Ringo that you're super familiar with and you've heard 8 billion times, we're going to introduce a new song by Ringo Starr. And right there, The radio station playing that song gives the audience permission to like it and to think that it's good. That was the whole point of radio. Hey, did you hear they're playing the new Ringo Starr? I'm going to go out and buy an album. That's exactly what used to happen. Now it's like, okay, I'm going to use my mouse and I'm going to go cruising around on the internet looking for music. And I'm by myself. And I don't know if I'm giving credibility to the music because it got streamed a few times. No, this was a totally different world we lived in. Because there were times where I was the only one. Maybe they played that track one time. I remember this band I started listening to called China Crisis during the 1980s. I always loved the name of their band, but they were kind of like this Brit pop Steely Dan wannabe band. And I heard one of their songs on this radio station, which played what they called quality rock. It was called Arizona Sky. And I was hooked. One time I was hooked on the song, went out and bought the album, and then was a total fan of that band and have been ever since, just because a DJ gave the song credibility. And the fact that it aired, 50,000 watts all over the place. And I'm thinking, yep, that's how you give a song credibility. So Ringo here, though, is essentially complaining about the fact that nobody will listen to his new EP, which dropped, I think, a week or so, maybe 2 weeks ago. Can't remember. But Ringo has been putting out a ton of music. And by the way, people are commenting, and most of the comments are pretty positive. This EP is one of the best things Ringo has ever done. In Ringo's sunset years, he's done his best material. Voice without any gimmicks. I love it. Thanks, Ringo. You know we love you, right? We're so lucky that we get to hear new music from some of the greatest musicians ever to live. That's my point. It's Ringo Starr, for crying out loud. He's dropping new material. Now, is his voice perfect? No. It's aged, but compared to even Paul McCartney, I would say his voice is in better condition. Now, granted, Ringo kind of stays in a certain range. He's not known for being a great vocalist. He's known for being a great drummer and an adequate singer. That's what I would say. A distinctive. You know it's Ringo when you hear him. So again, folks, this is just a little piece about where the music world is at. I do these videos from time to time. And without the support system of radio, a guy like Ringo Starr, it's going to be all, everyone says, oh, the internet. Yeah, the internet works to some degree, and the internet will be here so you can go back and find stuff later on. And even algorithms, which don't recommend this channel, will recommend music to you. And sometimes the algorithm will hit it, be like, whoa, this was a good recommendation. Thank you, algorithm. But there's no radio station algorithm out there. It's corporate radio, and they're playing it as safe as possible. Somebody with deep pockets should create a radio network, a bunch of stations all around the country, have live DJs, or you could do it like SiriusXM, have a central location, right? And have DJs talk about this new stuff that's coming. And it gives it instant credibility. So when you go to the Ringo show, right, you go to see Ringo and his all-star band, you're like, I wonder if they're going to play Crooked Boy. I wonder if they're going to play other tracks that I heard on W Cool FM, whatever. I don't know what to call the station, right? But now it's just the same old stuff. Please play the hits, please. I don't want to have to go to the bathroom. I don't want to have to go buy a t-shirt. Well, that might be the upside, right? You could sell merchandise if you're playing these songs. And typically, if a band can get away with playing one of them, they're lucky, right? I mean, if you're going to play like 2 in a row, you're really taking a chance. I mean, the great audiences are the ones that put their cell phone down and they want to just watch the show. And I'm not trying to dump on anyone who's recording the whole show. It's just, I record one song and I'm already like, okay, this is stupid. I want to watch the show. I'm missing stuff. I'm missing audience reaction. I'm missing other stuff going on, you know, on the stage that I'm not actually shooting in the video. So I think this is a problem. Don Henley, Miranda Lambert, there have been other people that I've talked about here who want you to put your phone down and enjoy the show. Typically, these are older artists that didn't grow up with social media. You know what they grew up with? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to watch the show. I might have my $14 beer. I might not. Even the beer is distracting, right? So I'm going to drink this beer. Okay. And I'm thirsty and I want another beer. It means I got to get up and I'm going to miss stuff. You know, I tell you, as time goes on and the great people that we grew up listening to slowly go away, because that's what's happening. They're leaving the scene. You should, absorb the entire show. You should go and say, I watched that show from start to finish. It was amazing. Even that new song he did, I really enjoyed that. And I'm glad I didn't have to go to the bathroom or go to the merch stand or whatever. I actually enjoyed the entire show. So again, that's my humble opinion. Ringo is making a point here. Many other musicians have noticed that their new material kind of falls on, deaf ears. Nobody cares. Like some other things that I talk about on this channel that nobody cares about. People dropping dead, nobody cares. It's fine. No big deal. Ringo, though, he eats his broccoli. He'll turn 84 in July. Absolutely amazing. Out on the road with his all-star band. This guy, too, fairly amazing. Maybe not Ringo level, but still good. Check him out. Eric Lovery, Twilight Dream. This is good twanging material. We know that Ringo, I think, used to hang around with Tom Petty a little bit. Didn't he play drums on, or he was in the video for I Won't Back Down. I don't know if he actually played drums in the studio on that. But anyway, there's a connection. See how I did that? So this is kind of twanging like Tom Petty and the Byrds. And Ringo Starr used to hang around with Tom Petty a little bit. So there you go. That's the connection. Thanks for watching this channel. I know to put up with me, that's a big deal. So I appreciate that. God bless everyone. I'll do a little Ringo Starr here. Peace and love, right? Pray for peace all around the world. I don't care what side you're on. Peace is better than war. And we need peace. We need love. And we need an end to this crazy stuff that we're seeing here in the United States and pretty much everywhere where people just can't agree. So there you have it.